Hello and welcome back to another StreamChat AI video. I'm Tater84 from the StreamChat AI team. In this instructional video, we're going to look at integrations and macros. Integrations are other services or sources that we use to enhance the features of your bot. Things like jokes, facts, speedrun records, that type of thing. Macros are a way of specifically telling the bot to do something and not just rely on ChatGPT's responses. So let's take a look at how to use these features within your dashboard. So over on your dashboard menu on the left hand side, you'll see the two things that we're talking about. First, we have integrations and we have macros. Let's start with integrations. Integrations, as I mentioned at the start, are different sources or companies that we work with that will allow us to pull information from them. So here you can see the first website integration that we have is with Ko-fi. This is the donation website, and you can enable or disable that. With this integration, the majority of the work is done via their website, and we provide you with a webhook that can then be used on your stream. We do have other AI chat integrations like jokes, dad jokes, speedrun records, Pokemon info, weather info, random facts, random number generator, and recipe finder. By default, these are all disabled, and you can pick and choose which one you want to enable for your stream. As the notice at the top here says, we do choose who we integrate with very carefully. However, we cannot directly vet the information that is returned. So please obviously use this with caution. If there's something that comes up that you don't like, you may want to disable that API. We do try and make sure we don't have any harmful or hate comments or integrations in there, especially with the jokes, but we can't always be 100% certain because of the amount of data that some of these companies provide. So do use with caution. So next, let's take a look at macros. Macros, again, are a way that you can tell the bot specifically, do this thing, and we will provide that result, instead of leaving it up to ChatGPT to possibly provide you with that information. These macros can be used in recurring messages or commands. They can also be used for things like text to speech, but just make sure you're entering them correctly, exactly how they show here. The only caveat to that is with random databases, but I'll get to that here in a second. So we have a random number 1, this will return a random number. Random number 10, this will return a number from 0 to 10 randomly. You can change that number though, so if you would rather have 0 to 5, just change the 10 to a 5. We have random number 10 to 100, so again, a random number between 10 and 100. Again, you can change those filters if you like. A random joke, again, this will pull it from the API that you need to have enabled. Random database. So this one here, random database XYZ, this will return a random item from the database, and it will show as per your database setup. Now, you have to replace the XYZ with your database command name. So if I wanted to use this macro for my database, if I go to my databases, I have my different databases set up. If I go to edit, this is the database name that we need to take. You can see here my name is quotes, but my command name is quote. So it's very important that you take whatever's in the command name and add that into that macro. And when it says it will display exactly how it's meant to via your database, it means this, it's going to display it in this output. So here it would be random database XYZ. In this case, I would put random database macro, and it would come back with the entire quote of that database. If I did random database macro content, it would just give me the quote without the ID, who added it, whatever the case may be. You then have ones for latest followers or subscribers, date and time, and a repeat text option. So for example, if you wanted one word to constantly repeat X amount of times, you'd add that word in, replacing the text option here with the word, and then how many times randomly. And again, you can change those numbers as well. So let's take a look very quickly at how we can add one of these macros into our commands or recurring messages. First, copy the macro that you wish. Remembering if you see one like this with XYZ or with text, then you'd want to replace this after you paste it with either the database command name or the word that you want to use. I'll create a very quick command here, go to my command list, do text. I'll just call this follow. In the response, paste in the macro. I don't need to change this one. I could obviously add additional information to it, so something like that, or I could use AI to craft the response as well. So tell chat the newest follower is, and then the macro, and then that would give you the desired output. Click on save and you're good to go. Now remember, for integrations and macros, we're always looking for other companies or APIs or your own suggestions to add to this service. So if you do have any suggestions, please let us know. All of our contact information will be below in the description, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.